Hi, and welcome to video number 3, finding a product or service. Now, before you can find a product or service for which people are willing to pay money for, you need to find out who you are as a person first. So, which means, what are your talents? What are your skills? What are your values? What are your goals? And what kind of personality type do you have? So if you take all these things into consideration and try to come up with a picture of what your ideal job would look like, what your ideal day would look like, then you can put together basically a product or service that fits your person, okay, your personality type. Because that's key, because you can only excel in something in which you have talents for, and if you don't have any talents, then it's going to be very, very hard. And if you don't enjoy what you're doing, obviously, yeah, you might be good at it, but you might not enjoy it. And over time, it will become very, very painful. So that's the starting point for financial success, is finding out who you are and what your purpose in life is and what you're supposed to do with your life and what you're really, really good at and have talents for. Let me give you an example from my own life. When I was 26, I was a financial planner and I was selling investments to clients, insurance products, investments, mutual funds, and so forth. And I was very, very good at it. But after 6 years of selling, I got burnt out. And I got so burnt out that I didn't want to sell anything to anyone ever again. I was so tired of selling. Even though it was one of my main talents or main strengths, I didn't want to sell. So what did I do? I moved to Canada and I took every course on finance that I could find. And I thought, I'm going to get a job in the financial industry somewhere behind a desk or doing something different, but I don't want to deal with clients anymore. Okay, so because I was so burnt out. And then what happened was I was studying, I was taking several exams. I did 12 exams in like 9 months, and it was great, and I got all these diplomas and everything, and then I applied for jobs. And guess what happened? The only jobs I could find or that I would be able to get were sales commission-based jobs. And I really, really didn't want to do that. And then I went back to Switzerland after Canada wasn't for me. And what happened was I started working as a sales manager in an environment selling financial products to institutional clients, which wasn't quite as much selling, so to speak, because it was a little bit more technical. But when I stopped at that job and fully went back into selling again, when I embraced selling back into my life and said, okay, I'm going to start my own company, I'm going to sell the shares of my company, and when I did that, guess what? Things started to take off again, and extremely. And that was really a big, big lesson for me in life, when I realized, okay, you cannot run from who you are, you cannot run from your destiny. If this is my talent, if this is what I'm supposed to do, then I might as well do it wholeheartedly and fully, and that's when everything will become better again. Another important factor is this. When people start to go into a business, they think, okay, I'm going to make sure that all my binders are perfectly aligned and labeled, and I'm going to organize everything so well, and everything has to be perfect. But reality is, you need to focus everything, and I mean 80 to 90% of your time, on income-generating activities. Now, what is that? That means selling a product or service to clients. And that's really number one. If you want to succeed in business, number one is selling, okay? Marketing and sales. So everything else, you need to delegate or get an assistant for. And this is what I did. I hired a 50% assistant. Her name is Laura, long time ago. And I wasn't sure if I was able to come up with the money at the end of the month to pay her. But because I hired her, I put myself in that position where I had no more excuses. I could not focus on office and organization because that's what she was in charge for. I had to focus on selling. And so what happened is I was forced, or I've put myself in that position to sell, and guess what? Things started to take off, and it was the right choice, and things were good. So whatever you can delegate to an assistant, do so. Whatever you can outsource, do so. Focus everything on selling, your talents, your time, everything you can do on the area where you're good at. Okay, and also if selling so far isn't your talent yet, then make it your talent. Learn everything about selling, and I have a program for that, and you can get it, and it's great, and it has everything you ever need to know about selling. Okay. Now, finally, okay, what do you need to do in order to succeed in business? You need to sell a product or a service, whatever that is, to customers or to clients, okay? And that's really all there is to it. Now, what does that really mean? Okay, and now I'll get a little bit technical. Okay, so your product or your service must be of value to someone else, okay? And what does value mean? Value represents money. So basically, someone is willing to pay for your product and service because he receives in return some sort of a value, okay, that makes his life better or his business better, or whatever it is. Now, when we look at value or a price, this is really subjective because let's say I charge $5,000 for a product, okay, for let's say a seminar. And you could say, well, that's a lot of money. $5,000 is way, way too much money. But if the $5,000 has information or knowledge that enables you to create $100,000 a year, then in relation to the value that you're getting from that seminar, $5,000 is cheap. Okay, you see, it's all a matter of perspective. It's all a matter of how you actually look at it. Now, what's important when it comes to creating a product or service? It has to be, this is important, painful, okay? Painful for someone because there is a situation that's not good, that needs to be changed, where he has a need to create something different in his life. And also it has to be urgent, okay? And that's when you sell most, okay? And sometimes, and here's the thing, you need to make people aware that they have a problem and that it is an important problem. And if they don't get it fixed immediately, then their life will be very, very difficult. So find a product or service where people are willing to pay money for, where it improves their lives, okay, where it makes them better. And a problem that right now is painful for them and urgent, okay? And those are really, really important things. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is once you find out who you are as a person and you know what your strengths are, then you also need to find out which area or in which field would you like to create a product or a service. Okay, and usually, don't look too far. It's usually something that you're already involved in, something that you already do. So ask yourself, what things in your life can you do better than anyone else? What talents or skills or abilities do you have? What things do you do exceptionally well? What are your hobbies? What things do you read about or look up on the internet, or what magazines do you have? What kind of movies do you like? And also, what kind of specific knowledge do you have where you could charge money for? Now, once you have that, you have what I call here your core idea. So you have a topic where you're exceptionally well. So let's say you're very good at gardening, for example, okay? And you think, well, gardening is not something where you can make money with, but because you have such a passion and talent for gardening, there's other people out there who love gardening who could learn from you. So let's say your knowledge about gardening is maybe not perfect, but it is better than the average, okay? And you could teach other people something about that topic. And that's good enough, and that's what you need to realize. Now, out of this, first, maybe you create a 20 to 30 page PDF where you summarize your findings. Maybe you were even able to write a book, okay? Based on that, what you do is you can create a video series, okay, where you record yourself and talk about the main lessons of gardening, for example. I know nothing about gardening, by the way. Okay, then also, let's say you create audio programs, okay, where you record your messages, huh? And finally, maybe you create a seminar, a weekend seminar or whatever, where you invite people and you have maybe first in a smaller scale, later maybe in a bigger scale. And finally, you do independent consulting where you help people for a consulting fee to learn more about your topic. So that's what an infopreneur is. And now why infopreneur? Well, it's a kind of information that you have, that a talent or knowledge that you possess, that you teach to other people. And this is the future of our millennium. Okay, so whatever information you have, and we're no longer in the technical age, we are in the information age. You need to understand that knowledge these days is going to be the thing that people pay money for. And finally, which is very, very important, is this. You cannot know everything. Nobody knows everything. There's people who have, let's say, a broad knowledge, who are wise, who read lots of books during their lives, who know a lot about a lot. However, here's the clue. Let's say you have a brain tumor and you go to the general doctor. Okay, you go to the doctor who has a degree, who's really good at what he does. But would you go with your problem, with that tumor, to him to get it removed? Or would you go to the specialist, to the brain surgeon who does 2 surgeries per day to get it removed? Obviously the answer is clear. You would go to the specialist, okay? And here's very, very important for you to understand. In our world, we have billions of people online. We have millions of topics. And you cannot be a generalist anymore, okay? It's okay, but you need to focus in one area, in one field, and you need to become a specialist in that area, and you need to become the very, very best you can become in that field. Because people want to deal with specialists. They want to deal with professionals, with the best in that particular field where they have a problem, okay? And that's really, really important. So establish yourself in one area, one field, as a professional, as a specialist, and let me know. You can charge more and you will become much, much more successful that way. Now, when it comes to creating a business based on your knowledge, you need to understand that whatever you want to do already exists, and probably 1,000-fold. There are probably 1,000 businesses or people who've had the same idea before you. And once you Google that idea, it's easy to get frustrated or to get discouraged because you think, oh my God, that already exists and my idea is not good enough. But here's the truth. There are so many people out there, okay, and so many that, like, the market is so huge and so big that there is enough for everyone. And that's really important for you to understand. So even if you think that your field already is pretty much covered, it means, first of all, that there's a market which is good. So there's people who are interested in your topic. Second of all, even though they're customers of someone else, doesn't mean that they can also become customers of you. So there's potential there for customers. And thirdly, you need to do what makes you happy, something what you like to do. And what you do is you put your own little twist or spin on it and you make it your product, okay? Because there's only one person in this world that is like you, and that is you. So if you create a product, and even though it might already exist out there, but it's based on your experience, on your personality, and your point of view, then you need to go with it, and you have to ignore the market, so to speak. You have to not worry about that there's other people out there already doing the same thing. You need to do what makes you happy and where you have your talents, okay? And I want to encourage you to get started today.